Now it's running. Hey, folks. Shoot, I just ran up to the mailbox to ship some herbs to Hawaii. And, darn, I didn't have my phone with me, which had the address in it. But that's okay, because I checked the mail earlier, and my new herb shipment wasn't here. As it turned out, they put it in my neighbor's box. So he brought it by the house. So now we'll do another herb unboxing and see what I got in here. Yeah, a little education on what some of these herbs are and what they do for you. Maybe we'll talk a little about the virus. Ooh, don't want to cut into any of the bags. Boy, they really tape this thing up. Let's see. Get it from this end. Yeah, that looks safer. Alright. Yeah, that's a pretty big order too. I put the order in, and there were certain things that they weren't going to have for a few days. And I said, well, don't worry about it. Just ship what I got there. That's good. I want it. I need it. People waiting for it. Well, instead, the manager or the owner took it upon herself to go ahead and delay till the other herbs came in. And meanwhile, talked me into buying a bunch more stuff. And I do have minimums. And unfortunately, I was a little below my minimum because they didn't have some of the things I wanted. Like I said, they're running out of a lot of things, folks. That's why I'm getting what I can to try to help you out to get through this virus and other ailments that you might have. So we're going to do a quick unboxing. I don't know how much detail I'm going to get into because I have two other shipments that are going to go out of here. So rather than run back to the post office now, since they were actually just making their last pickup when I was there, I'll just drop all these off either in a little bit or first thing in the morning. All right. This is one I had to wait for. They had all the ingredients but one that go in here because I think it's 7 or 8 ingredients. Let me see. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And one of the ones that they didn't have is essential to the formula. So I had to wait for that. But I do have that. And, I'm going to have to get back into what this does again. I do have a video covering this lung tea, the herbs that are in it, what they do. Maybe I'll do one more detail. Like I said, right now we just want to go through this so I can get these orders out. And we can cover more detail, which I will. A lot of times I'll mention certain herbs and I'll tell you some things about them. Then when I mention them again, I'll tell you more things. Already, echinacea, I've probably brought up 3 different things about it. Well, I didn't know I got all of these. This is chaparral, though. This is actually in my kitchen right now. Here, let me show you. I'm not kidding. I use these herbs. This is chaparral here. I put it into a spice bottle. Now, chaparral, if you get radiation poisoning, that's what you want. Yeah, you might want some iodine, but I'll tell you what, I take the chaparral before the iodine. And one of the reasons I say that is because that's what the military used to give you for radiation poisoning. Now, why they didn't give it to all those sailors on that aircraft carrier that got near Fukushima who got radiated, I don't know. Seems to me like sometimes the government just doesn't care. But I'll tell you a story about a guy I gave it to. I'd love to interview his wife. By the way, I should be doing another interview Wednesday on someone who I've helped with herbs so that you can get his testimonial. I've already spoken about him a couple of times, but he's agreed. He was too busy today and tomorrow. He said get in touch with him Wednesday, and hopefully we'll get together and get an interview done so I can let you know how effective these herbs are against the flu. Yeah, he'll give you a testimony. All right, so where was it? Oh, that's chaparral now. This guy was going through radiation treatment. Told me every time he did it, man, for 2 or 3 days, he could hardly get out of bed. He was sick as a dog. And he and his wife were used to going out often, almost every night. They went out to eat. They were well off. Anyway, they gave him 3 months to live. I kept it going for 23 months. But besides all of that, I gave him the chaparral. I said, you know what? Take this before your radiation treatment, and hopefully the radiation will still affect those bad cells without destroying your cells. Well, he and his wife went out to dinner that night. He said, man, it was amazing. He was so grateful. He was telling everybody about it. All right, here's some more lung tea. Let's see what else we got. More long tea. Yeah, I wanted to get what I could. Like I said, they were totally out of this. I had to wait several days just to get it, and they were out of several other things like elderberry. I wanted some more elderberry. Out, sold out, and they've been trying to get it. I think she said for 8 days. They're sold out of several things. Oh, and I also got the lung tincture. So I got it in the tincture so that you don't have to make a tea out of it, especially if you have a long term lung condition, something that you're not going to heal overnight. Then oftentimes that's very good because it's very convenient. You just do like I've showed you before. You shake it up. There's an eyedropper in here. Squeeze the eyedropper. Do about a quarter to a third of an eyedropper twice a day. That was convenient. You don't have to take the time to heat up water and make the tea. And they must have run out of bubble wrap too. They've been really busy. They're wrapping all these in like shoot toilet paper. Hey, I got plenty of extra toilet paper now. Wow. Okay, another one of my very favorites, hawthorn berry. Actually, yeah, get ready to ship some of that out to somebody. I'm glad I got it because I was looking. I was down to one bottle last night. And one of the reasons I got it is I wanted a bottle for me. I do have other things I could take, and maybe I'll resort to that instead. Since I really, like I mentioned in that other video, it's been a while since I had a heart problem, and I got to thinking about it. It's actually been 3.5 or 4 years now. So that's pretty good. That's why I haven't. Normally, I have a bunch of tinctures in the other room here that I use. And when something runs out, because I'm doing about 5 of them probably right now, maybe even 6. When one runs out, I'll replace it with something else. And that's what I was going to do with the hawthorn berry. Okay, another one of my very favorites, dandelion root. Yep, like for your kidneys, that's what you want. Also for your liver. Yep, it's going to help clean them both out and do a whole lot of good things for both of them. Oh, there's some bubble wrap. All right, let's see what else we got down in here. Now, they don't usually do this where they staple them all together. When I got, like I said, I ended up having to order a bunch of things I really didn't want to have to order now, but I do have a minimum that I have to do. Oh, but this is good. I want some of this for me. This is in the diabetic tea that I mentioned. This is stevia. Super duper sweetener and very good for your pancreas. So this is, I don't use white sugar in my house. I think I have a couple of packs in my bug out bag just in case I'm ever out there and I run out of honey or anything else. Then I might use that sugar, or occasionally when I've had guests, but they'll usually take the honey in the coffee. And I have maple syrup out there I use sometimes too. But this is what I use when I'm making it by the pot. I just put in, actually with this, because it's ground leaves or powder, I probably don't need to put in but maybe 1 teaspoon in the top of the coffee while it's percolating, and that whole pot will be sweet, and the sugar that's in it is nutritious for you. Oh shoot, there's 3 more of them, so I got plenty of stevia. And like I said, if you're a diabetic, that is the sweetener you should use. Now you can't go buy those little packets that look like little sugar packets, like NutraSweet and all that, and it says stevia on it. You're not really getting stevia. You get some compound they put together in the lab that's real similar to, or the same as, or similar to one of the compounds that's in stevia, and they're allowed to call it stevia. It is not stevia. You want the real deal. Oh, and here's one I ordered because I needed to, like I said, I needed to boost the order. I got turmeric in tincture. So any of you who want to like take it every day, I'll tell you what, you're taking this, which should be a lot better than taking any kind of a GNC type of pill, that sort of thing. If it says, especially if it says standardized product, because this is really good stuff. Yeah, and these people get everything directly. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we might get that from India. More hawthorn berry for the heart. Like I said, this is a big seller, so I try to keep it in stock. Hey, more bubble wrap. I didn't put it in the right place. All right, what do we got here? A bunch more stapled together. Like I said, they don't usually do that. I don't like that because then I can tear them apart. Oh, buplurium root. That's what I've already sent to this girl because I'm treating her husband right now for cirrhosis and hepatitis. But that buplurium, I'll have to go in depth on it. at some point, because it also can be helpful for a cold because of some things that it does for your upper respiratory system. It's an herb from China that they've been using for thousands of years too. Yeah, it's not something new. So it's been tested plenty. Milk thistle, another one of my real favorite herbs. Another thing that pretty much this is mandatory for if you have hepatitis C. Now that alone won't cure it unless you get super duper lucky. You're gonna have to have at least one other herb with it, and it has to be done in a sequence. You can't just take them both. Or that's not going to work. And there's several herbs I can use, and actually I could possibly get by without the milk thistle, but I've had too much success with it, so I wouldn't want to leave it out. Yeah, in fact, see, here's some more milk thistle. Like I said, because this is another big seller. There are a lot of people with hepatitis C and liver problems. All right, what else we got here? Oh, we got some of these, you used to call them Muslim bags. These are cloth tea bags. They'll open up. Well, they'll open up to where if you want to make large amounts of tea, you can put like 10, 12, how many, 20 teaspoons in there. Dump it down into your pot of water. It has a drawstring, like to tie it tight. You put your herbs in there, drop it in your water, move it around now and then. So I got these for some people who keep buying all this bulk tea, especially when you want to make iced tea out of it, as opposed to using the tea balls, which is what's in here being sent to, and making it 1 cup at a time. All right, let's see. We got some more tinctures here. What do we got? Okay, one of the lung herbs that I recommend for this flu. Like I said, I had to build the order up, so I got some Breath of Life in tincture. That way, once again, you don't have to make a tea out of it. You can just do quarter to a third of an eyedropper 2 times a day, and you're all good. What else? And besides, they were low on the Breath of Life. That's why I figured, and that was the last bottle of tincture. In fact, several things that I got on this order were the last 2 or 3. And when I found out, I said, well, give them all to me then. All right, another milk thistle. Let's see. There's still a bunch of stuff down in here. Ooh, that's good. Some of this is going out. I'm going to package it up today. All right, the cold comfort, which I was so worried about. This is the one that I keep telling you. If you have a coronavirus, this will help to either keep you from getting it or lessen its duration. There's another bag of it. I tried to get plenty because I had sold out. I was completely sold out. And some of that's already sold right now. Yeah, in fact, yeah, someone else wanted one yesterday, and I told them I'd deliver it when I get this. Wow, how much stevia did I get? I got a bunch more stevia. Yeah, but that's okay. Like I said, that's a super duper sweetener. Some more of the cloth tea bags. More cold comfort. Very important right now. Yep, I've been doing this for 18 years. And that cold comfort's never been as important as it is now. Although whenever it's had to be used over these 18 years, it was very important. Like I said, we're going to, hopefully you're going to get to see an interview I'm going to do Wednesday with a guy, Joe, who I've mentioned, and he'll give his testimony. Find out what he thinks about it. And then here's 2 of the bags, like I say, of what you want for your lungs. When you get my Kung Flu kit, what it comes with is 10 bags of the cold comfort, 10 tea bags already set up as tea bags, and you get 5 bags of the Breath of Life. I was going to cut it back to 8 and 4, but you know what? I'd rather you have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. And besides, by having those extras, you can actually do a couple of those bags before you ever get a flu, just to help strengthen your immune system and your lungs. See, more cold comfort. Like I said, I was trying to get whatever I could, and more Breath of Life. For this flu, the best 2 things I can think of to give you. I mean, I could give you some other things to back it up if you had it real bad, if I was the one there treating you, but as to just saying, hey, this is what you want, that's what you want. All right, let's see what else we got here. Whoa, I think they made a mistake. I'm going to have to look at more stevias. Man, I didn't think I ordered that many. I mean, I don't mind. I'm going to use them, but that would take me a year and a half to use that. It's so concentrated. more cold comfort, which I don't mind, and more cold comfort. So I'm getting ready to bag some things up. That was the order. Like I said, I really didn't get in any detail. If you want details about this cold comfort tea, go back a couple of my videos. I've been doing plenty covering this. I may cover it more. Maybe the next time I'll go even deeper into some of the other herbs that are in here besides the Echinacea angustifolia and Echinacea purpurea, which I've pretty much covered and spoke about how they work for your immune system. But folks, I just got to say, once again, I'm keeping all these statistics. In fact, I pulled these up the other day. Now, I have more days of statistics. This was the infection rate. Notice how it was curving up. And this was a death rate curving up. And that death rate's going to keep on curving. Eventually, this one, the infection rate, will begin to level out, but the death rate will continue to grow for probably 3 weeks after it starts leveling out. And even once it's leveled out, that doesn't mean it all stops. That just means less and less people are getting infected. But people are still going to be dying. People are going to be hospitalized. This thing's really serious. And I tell you, as far as these statistics go, the other ones I have in a book here, they're not here, where I show the death rate and how it's actually been steadily increasing. And I could think of a few reasons that could cause that as far as with people lying about figures and stuff, but no, this still figures pretty good. And I'm going to tell you right now, when I last looked, I believe the death rate, oh no, it was on my phone. I took it off earlier. It came out at 18.1%. Don't let these people fool you that, when they say 1% or 2%, they're going of the people who catch it. You can't go by that. Those people who've caught it, they haven't died yet and they haven't recovered yet. So if you're comparing it to those, you can't. A lot of them are going to die. A good percentage of them. Yeah, this thing is, and it's so contagious. This thing, I'm not saying it will get as bad as the Spanish flu, but you know what? You're going to see deaths increasing and increasing. Right now, okay, let me see. Spain, this is what's on my calculator now because I figured this earlier. Let me pull to this. Oh, it's cleared. I remember what it was. Spain's having like 33.1 deaths an hour, 24 hours a day from this virus. Italy, when I looked at it, I think it was 41 point something deaths. And that's probably yesterday's figures. So just between those two countries, you're getting 74 point some deaths every hour, 24 hours a day. And they haven't reached their peak. There's going to be a lot of deaths. And this country is still in its infancy with this virus. The people who've gotten it, a lot of them haven't had the time to die yet. Most of those who die, it takes 3 to 4 weeks before they die. Yeah, they get sick and they go in, and after they're there for a while, then they get on the breathing machine and then they die. And I had the average time figured out recently, and I think it was almost 3.5 weeks. I believe it was somewhere between 3 and 4 weeks. So, see, as these infections come, those people who get them, their deaths don't show up till 3 or 4 weeks later. So, this thing is going to be huge, people. Be careful. Anytime you go out like me, the first thing I do when I come home, I go right into that kitchen. I take some Joy and some warm water, and I wash my hands real good. Because if I've been out touching things and I keep having to go to the post office, and I'm trying to be careful, I keep doing it, though, not to put my hands on the counters. But still, you got to open the door going in there, that kind of stuff. And it doesn't take much. So you can easily, the biggest thing you got to worry about is not getting your hands into your eyes or your mouth. That's the big thing. And so when you get home, make sure that you wash your hands. Because I know me, my eyes get itchy a lot. And so many times I get ready and go, whoop, did I wash my hands? I go, yeah, but you know what? I'm still not going to rub them. If I do, I'm going to wait a while. Because actually, even if this virus gets on your hands, it's really not going to live there very long. But if once it gets inside you, oh, you're going to wish you were dead sometimes. Not only that it was dead, You might, first you'll think you are going to die, and then you might wish you were dead. I've been through things like that with salmonella poisoning, with arsenic poisoning, so I'm well aware of those things. All right, I really don't have much to say. I'm going to cut this off so I can take care of these things and get them packaged up and out of here. But folks, I'm telling you, especially if you're in the medical profession, get you some of this cold comfort. Or if not, if nothing else, order some echinacea from me. And let me tell you something about the echinacea that we have, because it's in this. And of course, when I sell you just echinacea alone. And like I said, studies have proven that if you take an echinacea, just echinacea itself, you are 58% less likely to catch a cold or flu, and your duration is going to be 1.4 days less. Now, and the sooner, if you know you have, if you develop a temperature, the sooner you start taking it, boom, you probably going to be one of those people that have practically no effects at all. So, and I've given it to people when they were well into the effects, and boom, clears us up. 2 days, 3 tops. So do that, especially if you're in the medical profession. And here's what I wanted to get to. The echinacea that I sell, we grow it, and 90% of the potency is in 10% of the plant. That's the 10% we keep. And the other 90% we sell to a major distributor who you've probably all heard of, but I don't want to mention the name here because they may not like that. But and I probably should mention the name just to caution you, but they probably don't realize that what they have is so weak. So they've got 90% of the plant with only 10% of the potency. I got that 10% of the plant that has the 90% of the potency. So if you're going to get some echinacea, get it good. You know, it's everything I have comes from licensed herbalists. It's all non-GMO, no herbicides, no pesticides. It's all natural, and it's grown and harvested by people that know what they're doing, and that makes a big difference. Knowing when to harvest things, which parts of the plant are best, and those sort of things. And there's a lot of experts with this company. They take care of that. I'm more of a pharmacist, like, to let you know what these things will do for you medicinally, and what you want to use. You know, if you have a certain condition, whatever your condition is, get with me. Leave a comment down here below, and I'll get back with you and let you know. Or maybe I'll even decide to do a video on it to cover it in depth, depending on what it is. So I hope to do some more of these videos. It's a little time consuming. This I definitely wanted to do. I'm really happy that it did get here today. I was thinking I was going to have to wait till tomorrow. So that's it, folks. Let me get this taken care of. But meanwhile, continue. And if you haven't continued, you better start reading your Bible. Yeah, especially these times. You better be praying. You know, hey, let me tell you, those people in the Passover, when that angel of death was coming around and killing off all the firstborn, I bet you those people were in their houses praying. Yeah, they were hunkered down. Yeah, having a meal and praying. So y'all need to be praying, reading your Bible, and turn away from your sins. If those people hadn't hunkered down and been out running the streets sinning, their firstborn would have died. And I'm going to tell you, folks, like I said, this virus is really serious. I will point some more, chart some more of the points on that graph, and already I see that, yeah, it's going really steep, folks. And if you saw my video where I interviewed the woman the other day, this woman, she's even worked with me before, hard physical work. She's strong and a hustler and does all those things that she mentioned. 9 hours a week in the gym, an hour and a half a mile and a half walk on the beach every day. And this thing took her down bad. And I talked to her again just yesterday, and she's still feeling a little nauseated and lethargic. Even though in the video she said she thought she was back 98%. No, she's not quite there yet. And I suggested to her to go ahead, since she's gotten some of this. I told her, go ahead and make a couple of cups. But once again, she was like, felt too exhausted to even bother with it. So I hope that she's done it now, because she may have some residual, she may still have some in her system. And if she just took that for a day or two, she'd be fine. So hopefully I'll get with her again tomorrow, and look forward to the other interview I'm going to be doing with Joe. Yep, folks. All right, that's it. Like I said, you need to get some of these orders. You PayPal me. I'll put the link in the bottom, my email, and PayPal there, or send the check. The prices are in my other videos. Basically, here's what it is. These, $20 shipped around the country. The smaller bags, unfortunately, I got to charge shipping, which makes it uneconomical to just order one smaller bag. But I do sell them to you cheaper than if you went directly to the company I deal with. So these are $6 a bag. But like I said, you would have shipping. If you're getting it along with some of this, the shipping's already covered in this. So you probably wouldn't have to pay any additional shipping. So, the more you order, basically the more economical it is for you. The cheaper by the dozen. All right, that's it. It's been 25 minutes. That's long enough. I'll get you some more stuff on herbs. I know I didn't get into much detail here, but got you a little bit. All right, later.